This video addresses the safety of unit handling conveyors used in both package handling and pallet handling applications. It has been produced by the Conveyor Equipment Manufacturers Association for the express purpose of preventing injuries to people who work around or near conveyor equipment. It contains messages that apply to both operators and maintenance personnel of conveyor equipment. Unit handling conveyors are industrial equipment and must be treated with respect. These conveyors have the ability to save huge amounts of time and labor. However, when mistreated, they can also cause serious or even life-threatening injuries. Accidents are not uncommon in industrial settings. Accidents involving conveyors nearly always result from a disregard for the basic conveyor safety rules described in this video. Safety labels are attached to conveyors to increase operator and maintenance personnel awareness of inherent hazards involved when working around them. These safety labels should be kept in good condition and unobstructed from view of persons working around the equipment. Additional safety labels and safety label placement guidelines are available through SEMA's website at www.semanet.org. The most effective safety rules of conveyor safety are outlined on the SEMA safety poster, which we recommend be posted at your workplace. Additional copies of the SEMA safety poster may be downloaded at no cost from the SEMA website. This video teaches these 12 safety rules in detail and provides additional helpful information as well. The major lessons you will learn are these. Stay off the conveyor. Lock out power to perform maintenance. Keep guards in place. Load properly. Start only when clear. Trained personnel only should operate and maintain. Do not modify equipment. No loose hair or clothing. Lock out power to clean. Keep controls accessible. Know what the controls do. Report unsafe conditions. Now, let's review each of these rules in detail. Do not climb, sit, stand, walk, ride, or touch the conveyor at any time. Your job should not require it unless you are performing maintenance procedures on the conveyor. It must be locked out at that time. Conveyors are not walkways or people movers. You could be injured by falling from a moving, starting, or even a stopped conveyor. You could also become caught or entangled in or between two conveyors. Pop-out rollers should always be replaced only when the conveyor is properly locked out. Always use crossing devices such as gates or crossovers when crossing conveyors without sufficient head clearance to pass below. Access to overhead conveyors for any reason should be by catwalks, man lifts, or scaffolding only. Do not perform maintenance on conveyors until electrical, air, hydraulic, and gravity energy sources have been locked out or blocked. Performing maintenance on a conveyor that has not been properly secured often results in serious injury when the equipment moves unexpectedly. Maintaining a running conveyor should be limited to adjustments away from any moving parts and observation only. You should recall that this is a requirement from your lockout, tagout training. Operate equipment only with all approved covers and guards in place. Loss of limbs or other appendages is often the result when chain guards, snub roller guards, and other guards are left off of conveyors when they are returned to service. Make sure the rollers on any conveyors fitted with pop-out rollers are not trapped by guardrails or other accessories and are free to pop out to prevent entanglement. Also ensure that no pop-out rollers are able to fall from an overhead application, creating a safety hazard. Guards and other safety devices are designed into the equipment because they are essential for safe operation. Do not load stopped conveyor or overload a running conveyor. Overloading conveyors, running or otherwise, usually results in jams and often results in equipment damage. Double stacking boxes is a particularly unsafe practice. Jams and the resulting spills can also cause injury to people in the area. Increased production and efficiency is rarely achieved by these poor and dangerous practices. One exception to the rule is in the case of pallet handling conveyors. Pallets should be loaded at designated loading points while the conveyor is stopped. Ensure that all personnel are clear of equipment before starting it. When starting a conveyor system, make sure all personnel are clear or that conveyor audible warnings and delays are working if you cannot see all parts of it. On some conveyors or systems, visual warnings may be substituted for audible signals. Unexpected starting of conveyors can result in serious injury. Allow only trained and authorized personnel to operate or maintain material handling equipment. Material handling equipment is complex and potentially hazardous when misused and not properly maintained. Good training and approved methods are essential to safety and efficient operation. Do not allow well-meaning but untrained personnel to jeopardize the safety of themselves and those around them. Do not modify or misuse conveyor controls. Conveyor controls must remain as installed to ensure safe functioning of the system. These controls are engineered for maximum efficiency and optimum safety. Changing their configuration should only be done by competent and qualified technicians. Keep clothing, body parts, and hair away from conveyors. This is a basic safety precaution common to all industrial equipment. Hair should be cut short or completely controlled. Hair tied back in ponytails or braids still puts the wearer at risk of injury. Loose sleeves, shirt tails, and dangling jewelry or other items are even more hazardous. Removing watches, bracelets, and rings is a very good idea. The results of ignoring this rule often are so severe that no one would violate it if they thought about the consequences. Remove trash, paperwork, and other debris only when power is locked out. A clean workplace is only a net benefit to safety if no one is injured while doing the cleaning. People have been severely hurt while cleaning the area under and around running conveyors. Ensure that all controls and pull cords are visible and accessible. Control buttons and switches are essential to safe operation of material handling systems, but they must remain clearly visible at all times. No one should have to begin looking for a hidden e-stop while a dangerous situation is developing. Know the location and function of all stop and start controls. These controls are critical to the safe operation of material handling equipment to stop a jam. Be sure the reason for the stop has been corrected and personnel are clear before resetting the e-stop and restarting from a start-stop button. The conveyor should not restart by merely resetting the e-stop. Report all unsafe conditions. This is everyone's responsibility. Things like broken equipment, poor practices, improper conveyables, or missing guards are especially hazardous and should be reported to your supervisor immediately. No amount of convenience or increased production is worth the risk of injury that can result from these deficiencies. You have now been introduced to the material handling safety rules designed to prevent the most often seen injuries and near misses. Although effective, they can never take the place of good common sense and respect for the ability of conveyor equipment to cause injury when abused. If the rules are observed, they will prevent what are by far the most common causes of injury. They can only do this if you and your coworkers remain aware of the hazards and are diligent in abiding by the safety rules. You can refresh your memory by looking at the safety poster. Ask your employer to post it where everyone can review it if it is not already there. Let's briefly review the messages we've been learning. Stay off the conveyor. Lock out power. Keep guards on. Load properly. Start only when clear. Train personnel only. Do not modify equipment. No loose hair or clothes. Lock out the conveyor to clean. Keep controls accessible. Know what controls do. Report problems. If you have questions or would like more safety information on your specific equipment, contact the manufacturer or the Conveyor Equipment Manufacturers Association at the address on the screen. Additional copies of this video and many more conveyor-related safety materials may be obtained by writing, calling, or emailing SEMA.